makes a good final boss? And more importantly, what is the perfect way to end a game in a climactic cinematic experience? These questions are answered in my eyes through Insomniac's interpretation of Spider-Man and Marvel's Spider-Man PS4, and I honestly do believe they will strike gold once again with the ending of Marvel's Spider-Man 2 for PS5. Before I begin today's video, I would like to quickly ask, if you enjoyed the video at all, please consider hitting the like button as well as the bell icon to help notify you when I upload another Marvel's Spider-Man 2 video. And if you really like me, then maybe you should consider hitting the subscribe button. Regardless, I hope you all enjoy, and let's get into it. I think when creating the idea of a final boss, you should always keep the enemy we are trying to defeat close to our hearts. In order to have an impact, we have to care about this character. They can't be a villain of the week, and instead should have a deep connection to the main protagonist of the story. Someone who was once close to them and backstabs them for their version of the greater good. To me, this perfectly describes the tragedy and downward spiral of Dr. Otto Octavius. Throughout the game, the story and Peter tell us that Otto is a man who believes in making the world a better place through his gift of science. While Peter is able to do good in skin-tight spandex, Otto is one of the many people who help inspire him that he can do as much good outside of the suit as he can inside it.
An Oscorp visitor badge from when I interviewed there. Would have paid well, but Dr. Octavius offered the chance to really make a difference.
Otto is an optimistic, bright light who wants to help the world, as he is on a rapidly declining time limit for his health. His mental state as well as his motor functions are slowly declining due to his reckless experiments as a teen that left him vulnerable to harmful chemicals. This makes his latest work very personal to Otto, as he wants to find a way to help evolve humanity away from just repairing what they have lost and instead focusing on evolving past the human body's limitations.
Do you need some help?
Yes.
Doctor, what's going on?
It's become that obvious. My doctors call it a degenerative neurological disorder. Probably caused by overexposure to toxic chemicals in my reckless youth.
Sorry, is there anything I can do?
You already are. The worst part is, it only affects the muscles. The mind continues to work, but it can no longer do. You're the only one who knows, Peter. I'd like to keep it that way.
Of course.
If you'd like to seek a position with more of a future.
I came here to work for you because of what you've got up here. And that's not going anywhere. So neither am I.
However, while trying to get to his goal, he is constantly stopped due to past mistakes and others such as Osborn using their power over him to leave him right back to square one.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
This site's been declared a safety hazard.
Stop that right now! This is highly sensitive equipment. That's it. I'm calling the mayor's office directly.
Peter Parker, how the hell are you?
Speak of the devil.
Mr. Osborn.
Oh, please. How long have we known each other? It's Mr. Mayor. It's Norman. Norman!
Norman, what do you think you're doing?
The grant agreement you signed has strict safety provisions. This isn't your first violation.
Those were excused.
By me. We should have confiscated this equipment long ago.
But I've had a breakthrough.
Thank you for your great service to our country. These folks will escort you to Oscorp Robotics, where you'll receive the latest in prosthetics. No charge.
This isn't about safety infractions, is it?
I'm trying to help you, Otto. You're free to continue your work in a secure environment.
At Oscorp.
You always were the smartest guy in the room.
You haven't changed a bit.
Neither of you. Hey, Peter. Harry will be coming back from Europe early next year. Maybe the two of you can start that business you always talked about. This is opportunity knocking.
Easy. They didn't take everything. Maybe we could start over.
Peter, there's no we. Without the grant from the city, I can no longer pay you. I need some time to think. If I were you, I'd look for a new job.
Unlike Peter, Otto isn't able to continue going through crisis after crisis. It is all too much for him, and so instead, he decides he wants to cut off what he believes is the cancer that prevents him from being who he believes he can become, Osborn.
So when you're casting your vote, remember what I've done. We are all safer now than we have ever been.
Liar! You have no idea what you're in for.
As the Joker said, all it takes is one bad day to reduce the sanest man alive to lunacy. The desire to gain control over his life overcomes Otto, and the inhibitor chip adds to the drive to achieve his revenge, which Otto lacked for many years. His true feelings were always there, he just couldn't do it. It was impossible, insane. Or was it? Martin Lee showed New York that it was possible, showed Otto what he truly desired.
Martin Lee. Can't believe this is the same man I knew at Feast. Seems like Otto and Lee have more of a history than I thought. How long have they known each other?
Oh, Martin. When I first realized it was you targeting Osborn these past weeks, I was shocked and saddened. But then, as the situation evolved before my eyes, I felt inspired. You took the bold steps I had always dreamed of, Martin, and you took them without hesitation. I am honored now to join you on this path towards true justice.
And it was too late. Once Otto released Spider-Man's greatest enemies and activated Devil's Breath, there was no turning back.
First and final warning. Stay out of our way.
These events with Otto leave Peter absolutely devastated and heartbroken. The man he believed in, who he wanted to become, has betrayed him. The man who became his father figure after losing his beloved Uncle Ben. Something he thought he wouldn't have to go through ever again. The very reason why he dons the red and blue as a symbol is to make sure nobody ever has to go through what he did that night, and it happened again. To make matters worse, he not only needs to worry about his lost mentor and the potential of losing his beloved city, but now is told he may very well lose his only blood relative left, his beloved Aunt May.
They say she could go at any moment.
After saving Norman from Otto, Peter is forced to confront his fallen teacher. Even with all his crimes, Peter wants to save the man he so fondly believed in, but in the end, it was to no avail.
You're fighting the wrong man. But have it your way. Such a disappointment. Parker. You knew? I tried to warn you, Peter, but you didn't listen. You knew. I won't let you win. This means too much to me. Not more than it means to me.
Otto knew this whole time, and in the end, it didn't matter. His goals were far more important than his love for Peter. Otto was truly lost, and now Peter knows what he must do. And so, it finally happens. The climactic battle between Peter and Otto. Spider-Man and Doc Ock. Mentee versus mentor. Son versus father.
Can't you see all the people you're hurting? You'll never understand! You haven't suffered like I have! You should be on my side! I was! Please, think of the man you were! That man is gone. You can't save me, Peter. Then I guess you'll have to save yourself! You were my hero! You meant so much to me! I hate that you're making me do this! We were going to change the world!
What's a few bucks when you're trying to change the world, right?
To changing the world.
Otto was so blinded by rage and revenge, he didn't understand that Peter was always there for him by his side.
Peter, I saw you as a son. I should have known you'd turn on me, just like all the others.
Turn. I've worshipped you. Your mind, your conscience, wanting to help others. The way you never gave up.
That's because men like us have a duty, a responsibility, to use our talents in the service of others. Even if they don't appreciate it, we have to do what's best for those beneath us, whether they understand it or not.
No, you're wrong! You are everything I wanted to be! You just threw it away!
Yes, of course. You're right, Peter. Oh, I see that now. The neural interface affected my mind. But I can fix it. We can fix it. Together. If you'll help me.
Do everything I can. I'll make sure you get the best help.
No! If they put me away, they'll take my arms. I'll be trapped in this useless body. Please, Peter. That wasn't me. You said you'd never abandon me. You promised. Remember? And of course, you rest easy, knowing your secret is safe with me.
With Peter finally accepting his beloved teacher's demise, Otto realizes he has truly lost everything.
Nevis can.
Peter?
Even when it hurts like hell.
Peter, where are you going? Peter? Peter!
Regardless of winning in the end, it doesn't come without a cost. Peter must make the ultimate sacrifice and let Aunt May be put to rest for the safety of others.
You're gonna be okay, ma'am. I've got the cure right here.
Take off your mask. I want to see my nephew.
You knew?
I've known for a while.
I never wanted you to worry.
I did. And I am so proud of you. And Ben would be too. All the people you've saved.
I don't know what to do.
And so where does this leave Peter in Marvel's Spider-Man 2? Well, from what we know, he will be continuing to have money issues as he will be trying to keep Aunt May's house from selling. Most likely for him to be able to still have something of hers left in his life. We know Harry makes a return, and from the trailers shows he seems to get worse with his condition throughout the game, adding all this weight, guilt, and responsibility on his shoulders. It's no wonder the symbiote will be the cure he needs for all his worries. Or so he thinks. With so much still left to speculate until the game releases, I'm gonna make a prediction about how the final boss will play out thematically. I believe, unlike the first game, where the final boss against Otto was about fighting his mentor and father figure with the idea that Otto was what Peter wanted to become, Spider-Man 2 will end with Peter fighting his demons and the embodiment of what he could have become if he continued to let Venom control his life. But of course, only time will tell. Regardless of who Venom is, as long as Insomniac take what they created with Otto and evolves it into a new depth with Venom, I know we're in for something spectacular.